From the top.
So first we're going to start by showing that we can control the PWM signals being sent from the Pocket Beagle. The way we're going to do that is first we're going to SSH into the Pocket Beagle over Ethernet, so it's connected from this host computer to the EthWizClick, which is connected over SPI to the Pocket Beagle. So with the SSH pulled up, we're going to go ahead and run a Python script called PWM success. Enter the password for Debian. Okay, so now we're going to set the duty cycle on the LED strip. So let's start out having it at 0. Observe that the strip is off. We're going to set a 0% duty cycle on the motor as well. Notice that stops as well. We're going to set full power to the LED, so a duty cycle of 100. Go ahead and observe that that is all the way on, and then we'll set the motor to 100 as well. Verify that that runs. Now put the LED strip at 50%. You can see that that dims, and then put the motor at 50% as well. So it shows that we have control of the PWM signals. So go ahead and turn those off. Okay, so we're going to close out of this program, and we're going to run another Python code called gather.py. And so what this does is it takes in data measurements from our ultrasonic sensor as well as our temperature sensor. The ultrasonic is hooked up with some GPIOs, and the temperature sensor is hooked up through I2C. So if we go ahead and run that, just say go when it starts to collect data. Okay, so what it's doing right now is it's saying the connection is lost, keeping data. The reason it's saying that is because the TCP server that is capturing the data on the computer isn't running yet. So if we go ahead and run that on here, okay, we'll see that it starts to connect. And if you look here, this shows the number of packets that are being sent, or it's the lines of data being sent. So it starts off at 8. That's because the connection's been out for a while, so it's trying to catch up on the data it sent. And now it is right back at 4. So 4 is the minimum that we're sending right now. That's something you can configure within the code. So now that we verified the data has caught up, we're going to go ahead and stop this server. Okay, verify that the connection's lost, but it's keeping data. So if you look here, actually, you can see that it sent out a packet, but it never received the confirmation message, so it kept the data. Now let's go ahead and open the data file. Okay, so we can look in here. We have our data categorized. So here's the name of the sensor, the time and date the sensor data was taken. Here we have distance in centimeters, that's for the ultrasonic sensor. Then here we have the temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit. So go ahead and close out of that, and then we could, that's still there, restart our server. Okay, we're gonna run this. Okay, verify that it's connected again, and then we could look here and see that it's starting to send 10 lines of data per packet now, just so it can catch up even quicker. So we're gonna go ahead and let that settle for a little while. Okay, we're at 6 lines of data and 4 lines, so we're back to where we started. So we're going to start off by running the gather Python script again. We already have the TCP server running on the host PC. So we have that, let's see, enter the password.
This is what the big thing looks like. Now we're going to break it down.
Okay, so this is running right now, sending 4 lines of data per packet. You can see that it's transmitting. We're going to go over here, unplug one of the connections for I2C, plug it back in, we can unplug it, plug it back in again. Okay, so then we can go over here and we can, let's just stop our server very quickly. And then we could take a look at the data file, go down, and so right here we could see where we lost the I2C1 connection, so it tells you exactly which port lost that connection. So we took it out a few times, and you could see all of those changes reflected here in the data. Another thing to note is even when the connection is lost, it still tries to reconnect, and then it doesn't stop the whole process from running.